Oh man, hey, conscious vegan, thank you. I didn't even realize it. I had my mic completely turned off. Oh, geez. See, I was actually talking about how stressful sometimes this is, getting all this set up, um, and going back and forth. Anyways, I'll try to recap as much as I can really quickly. Okay, so first, what I was going through was I knew that Bitcoin was going to hit above 60, uh, 60,100. Why? Because there's a high here, there's a high here. Once you have two equal highs, retail theory tells you that once you get near that high again, to sell, right? Because, well, because there's two equal highs, and that's considered, uh, you know, your resistance. That would be considered your resistance zone. So why not sell, right? No, wrong. Instead, what smart money is going to do is they're going to buy right through that, because there's a bunch of idiots. I wouldn't say idiots. Sorry for anybody who out there who's a retail trader. Um, there's a bunch of people out here who are trying to sell in this area, short stop losses, whatever, and then they get blown out of the water because they see this, right? So, and I was trying to say, okay, so what made it stop at this point? All right, so if we look over here, you can see that it is the last up candle, right? The last up candle, before the high. So we know that these guys are not going to try to go for the high, or else these people, because once I see this blast off, guess what? They're FOMOing in. You know, first, what they're doing is that they're selling right here, and then once it blasts off, then they're buying and they're FOMOing in. And then once they're buying and they're FOMOing in, guess what? Smart money says, boop, nope, take it the opposite way. And so now all those people that FOMO'd in and it starts going back the opposite way, boom, they lost money again. So now you have retail traders who were selling down here, right? Lost money because it went past them. So they started buying, right? Somewhere up, probably up in here, because they were like, oh man, it's gonna go way past this high. They got screwed again because, of course, that's just how smart money works. And so the smart money people said, hey, this is the last high, before, or this is the last body of the high before we reach the high. Let's stop it here and let's pull it backwards, right? So if we stop it here and pull it backwards on a word I'm looking for, our word, geez, I can't think of it. Anyways, retracement, there we go. On the retracement, where would you want to buy? Where would you want to buy on the retracement, right? Would you want to buy at, and here, to be honest, I have this, I have this marked out right here, this middle, I have this CE is what I call it. Basically it just means it's the middle point, from here to here, right? It's a middle point for something. I'll just say that. So I was thinking that once it got down to this middle point, that's when it was actually going to go back up. And so what happened is that it actually almost did that. It got down to here, it got down to that middle point, and then it started going back up, and then all of a sudden, boom, it slammed down. And I was talking to my friend about this, and I said, you know what? I said, if it doesn't buy up in this area, right? If it doesn't take this idea, what it's going to do, it's going to do the same thing down here, right? Right? So, and that's what happened. So it came down and it hit this order block, right? This red order block. And what I mean by red order block and I think I just showed this, but I'll show it again. Let's say you had a ton of money, right, in Bitcoin, right, and you wanted to, you know, you wanted to short it, right, just so you could get a little bit of better position to make about an extra 20, 30, $40,000 or something like that, right? So you drop a lot of Bitcoin, and you also leverage it, you know, so that way you can drop it at that point too. And then, so what do? You pick a spot to where you want to buy it. And then, so you take all that money that you had just dropped out, take all that money that you just leveraged out, and well, you leave it on leverage, right, to make people think that it's going to keep going lower. And then all of a sudden, boom, you buy, put all your money back in your portfolio, and then you leverage out, right? And then, so that's what I'm saying. So then you leverage out and you get all the way up here, and then you take your profit at that level to where it was the last candle before it makes that high, because you're trying to get people to buy in this area that before it breaks the actual high, because these people that are buying in here who were selling, you know, below here, are thinking, oh no, it's going to break the high, but none of that happens. So instead, you know, it retraces all the way back down, which actually smart money is partly responsible for. It retraces all the way back down to this area to where it sold in the first place. So all those people, or the people that put in that trade, that sold, that, you know, put in that leverage, and now all of a sudden what happens? They break even. They break even. They didn't lose any money. They were negative in the millions of dollars probably, but it didn't matter, because what they did is they made all that money from going from here to here, right? So now we're backtracking, right? We're backtracking, and we are on a retracement, right? Like I was saying to my friend earlier, I was thinking it was actually going to hit this area right here, which was right around the 50% mark. And I was thinking, if it doesn't hit the 50% mark and go up, I said it's going to go all the way down here, and I said it's probably going to hit this area, right? So, you know, and I'm kind of backtracking here. So and that happened in a flash. That, I mean, I was literally in the shower for 15 minutes. I think, well, probably more than 15 minutes. It was more like, you know, 20 something like that minutes. But me and my friend were talking about it. We were like, oh yeah, it's getting lower. And then all of a sudden, boom, this happens, and then boom, this happens, and I was like, and this is when I was out of the shower, and I was like, well, that wasn't any fun. Like, that wasn't what I expected. I mean, it was what I expected, but I wasn't expecting to happen while I was in the shower, or else I was gonna try to catch a bet, or try to catch a trade as it got down to this lower level. So that being said, you know, all right, the people have already made their money off that, right? So now that we have this Fibonacci in place, where is Bitcoin going to go to next, right? Well, we know the high right now is at about 61.8, right? Everybody's saying, I keep hearing 72, Bitcoin's going to 72, Bitcoin's going to 72, Bitcoin's going to 74, Bitcoin's going to 70 something. Do you realize how high that is before we get there? I mean, look at this. We are talking about 4xing. We're talking about 4xing right now. Or at least 4xing the wave, I guess you could say, that I have in place. 4xing from this bottom right here. You're talking about 4xing that just to get to Bitcoin, to get to $72,000. And the reason, and that's the reason why I put the name of my video is Bitcoin going to 72K soon, because that's what everybody keeps talking about. Is Bitcoin gonna, you know, finally breach this 72K? Is it finally gonna get above this? Is it finally gonna get above that? I don't think so. I think it will break the high, but I do not think that Bitcoin has any chance at getting nowhere near 72,000. It could by the end of May, not, but maybe that's it. I mean, we're already what, 10 days into April, right? We're 10 days into April, and again, sorry for all of this stuff. Here, let me actually try a different Bitcoin chart that doesn't have all of this stuff on it. Maybe Bitstamp does. Okay, so Bitstamp just has one Fibonacci on it. That's about it. So 4 hours. Okay, yep. So here was the high it made last night. Here is the high that we're looking at the complete total high. And here's what I tell people is that everybody's expecting this Bitcoin to be in some kind of perpetual trend, or perpetual what's the word I'm looking for, channel, some kind of perpetual channel, right? So let's see if I can find a channel here. I don't use channels all that much because I don't believe channels are the way to go. Not a fib channel. We're just a regular channel. They're just like a regular like channel thing somewhere. Gotta be in this thing, right? Basement. Circles, spirals. Here, well, at least we got a fib channel. Okay, so we got a fib channel. Okay, so we got a fib channel, whatever. All right. So here's the thing. We're gonna try to do some kind of fib channel. You got to think about, where is this channel going to start, right? It's probably going to start somewhere around the 20,000 mark, right? Because that is where, of course, that's where it broke, you know, the high. So so if we're going to think about the fib channel, we got to think about somewhere around in that area, and the lower low in that area. So probably somewhere around here would be where I would think my fib channel would probably start, right? Really don't know how to draw fib channels because I don't really use them all that much, right? Fib channel here, right? And I think we draw it this way. Yeah, the fib channel thing is not making sense. Here we go. Okay. So I have no idea what all this said. Okay, well, this is the way I have my fib set up, I guess. So that being said, here you have the bottom part of the fib here. You have the top part of the fib here, right? or at least the channel. So you have the channel going up this way, right? And it just doesn't, you know what, here, let me do something a little bit different, because I mean, I guess if that was the fib channel, or at least if this was the channel, it just doesn't look right. So instead, what I usually do when I usually do channels is I'll just draw two lines, right? Let's just do two trend lines, right? Top to here, then style, extend right, extend left. Right, there we go. Now you have the top part of the channel. Now we're on a parallel. Now we have the bottom part of the channel. Okay, so so we do at least have some kind of channel, you know, that is in play. It is above around the $20,000 mark, which is where I thought it would be, right? So you do have kind of this channel thing going on. Again, not a believer in channels. The reason I'm not a believer in channels is because two things could happen, right? And one of the things is could go, you know, with what I actually could, you know, believe. And that would be that right now Bitcoin it is expanding and is going to reach a new all-time high, right? And so that new all-time high, oh, I hit the wrong button again. I always do that. That new all-time high being right here. All right, so I am thinking that it is going to probably eventually make it above this all-time high. Now, let me break this down into a 15-minute time frame, right? So, with it being the 15-minute time frame, what's probably going to happen, it's probably going to come up here, get close to this high, pull back, make everybody think it's going to start selling again, right? Do the same thing all over again, just like it did over here. See all this? Probably going to pull another one of these, right? I mean, if anything, it may not even get that high. Here, let me, it may just even get, you know, this high, you know, and then start pulling back and then doing that, right? And then you know, who knows, it could fall again, and it could fall again down to here, right? And the reason I say down to here is because this is where, you know, it had that drop, and then it had that big uptick, right? And then of course it comes back up, and then it finally gets back to here, and then it does this, and then usually what it'll do is it'll finally cross, right? It'll finally cross to catch all those people off guard that were trying to sell short, right? And all the people that are trying to sell short, and then they're saying, screw it, I'm just gonna buy because it's gonna keep going, you know, right? And then Bitcoin turns around and does this, right? And then it stops there, and then it turns around, and then it finally makes its way up. That's generally what happens whenever it comes to these all-time high areas. It plays around with these high areas, to get people guessing. If is it going to be there? Is it going to be there? Is it going to, go this way? Is it going to go that way? Because it wants you going back and forth, spending your money, trying to figure out which way it's going to go, right? Me personally, I think eventually we are going to get above the all-time high. I do. Now the question is how far above that all-time high that we're going to get. That would be back in, yeah, that would be back in here. And I like to use the fib retracement, or I like to use the Fibonacci extensions for that. And I like to use the 150%. So I would like to say probably somewhere around 62.3 or 60, sorry, not 60, 62.9, 63,000. Somewhere around in this area is where I think where we'll probably finally find a new home for a new high. It won't be 72, it'll probably be 63. So I hate to burst a bubble for everybody that's, going for that set, that wants to go to that 72,000, that wants to change their life, that is putting a ton of money into this. Don't worry, it'll probably get there, but the institutions are very, very highly involved in why that just but institutions are very, very highly involved in this, and they want to make sure that they get their money out of it. Okay, that being said, I hope that was enough for you guys to understand where I think Bitcoin is going to go and what Bitcoin is going to do. Now the thing is, another thing is that once Bitcoin does do this, Fibonacci retracement, let's see if I can find it here and then add it in here. Do fib retracement here and then up here. There, oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So, once it does finally make it its way above, up here, and probably to hopefully this, well, for some reason this one is saying 6412. I think it just has to do with the difference in do this one 4-1. Maybe I just didn't put the exactly what I did. I know that's not right because it didn't fall down that far. So, oh, here we go. This is what I did wrong. This is exactly why. There we go. Okay. So, me thinking that this is probably going to get to about the 150%, is around, again, 63,000, somewhere around there. Now, what we're seeing is that we're seeing this, this trend line, right? Or we're seeing this channel. This is where I think a lot of people are going to start freaking out, because I have a feeling this thing is going to start backtracking in a way where it's going to cross this channel, and it's going to make a lot of people freak out. And it's going to make a lot of people freak out because they've never experienced anything crossing a channel before. And this is why I'm trying to tell you guys right now, don't freak out whenever this crosses the channel, because this is what happens. This is what smart money wants you to do. They want you to freak out. They want you to think, oh my God, this crossed the channel, sell, sell, sell. While at the same time, here we have this low, right? Or if anything, it could be even worse. It could be all the way down to here, right? Could see Bitcoin. Oh, come on now. Jesus. There we go. So, whenever this does happen, and you do see it does break this high, and I don't think it's going to start taking off. And you know, even though we may have some good news, especially when it comes to the ETF front, things like that, you're still going to have large players in this game that want to buy Bitcoin at a super low price. And right now, and you know, technically $50,000 is the super low price for them. So they're going to try to make this thing get as low as, you know, 51,000 as possible. So I have a feeling that they're going to just keep on trying to push this thing down till it gets down to about right here, and which is around 50, you know, 51,600, something like that, right? Which would make complete sense, especially if we look at, you know, this area right here where we have this 88.6%. It's right at that low, right? It's also right at an order block, and it's also right in a congested area to where there's a lot of not mitigation, but you know, just consolidation. There's a lot of consolidation right here to where price is accumulating, right? This is where price is accumulating. This is where a lot of people have accumulated a lot of their longs before they went long, right? So who is to say that price would not try to come back to that area, so that way they could accumulate more longs and get people to, or get the larger institutions involved and buying up more, you know, Bitcoin in this area, right? And if you see it fall to this area, everybody's going to start freaking out and thinking that it's going to be a heyday, and it's going to, you know, oh no, we're now that we're not in this, you know, this bullish channel forever, you know, in that it fell outside this bullish channel, now we're in bear territory. We are in definitely bear territory because we fell outside this forever channel. No, that's not how price works. Instead, all it does is just shifts to the side, and then next thing you know, what you're gonna have is you're gonna have something like this. You're gonna have another channel that's almost parallel to it, right? And then you're gonna have, you know, this be the low point, and then you're gonna have this guy be the high point, right? And then next thing you know, we're looking for the next high spot to where, you know, Bitcoin is going to go 150%, maybe even 200%. I would say 150%. Now we're looking at about 68. You know, baby steps, guys, baby steps. Nothing is going to shoot up automatically, you know, in this kind of environment. Kind of have to think about how this is going to play out, right? especially since we're so close to this channel. Everybody keeps freaking out about, what happens if it crosses this channel. Well, it's probably just gonna get down to a lower area to where more people are gonna accumulate, buys, and then it's gonna keep going up. That's all. And then we gotta find the next point to where it's probably gonna to make a new high, and then once it does do that, can't. Come on now, I clicked on this 3 times already. Way up. Who knows? It could pull back. Do one of these. Then pull up. And then finally hit that 50. And then start falling backwards again. Hit this channel. And then who knows? It could pull up and then make a new high. So these are the kind of things you have to look out for, right? Can't think of Bitcoin being in this forever channel, right, that we have listed right here, and that's it's going to continue. And as you can see, it's already started moving this way. It's already started going toward this direction. Everybody wants it to see it right now, go boom and shoot up to 70 something. That way it stays in this channel, and it keeps going like this in this forever channel. It's not gonna happen like that, guys. It's just not gonna happen. Like, I hate to tell you, I really do, but that's just me. I am who I am, and that's just what I get out of all this. So take it or leave it. I'm not for sure what else to tell you. That's what I got for Bitcoin for you tonight. I was gonna have some other videos for you tonight. I don't think I'm gonna have time for them because I got some Call of Duty to play. I was gonna run over some OTX. Not that one. Here, actually, let me just see if I can't find it. I think it's here, or OXT maybe. OXT. Yeah, OXT. OXT. I had a strong feeling it was gonna make its way up through here. Came back down, of course, back to this kind of supportish area. Unfortunately, this is what I don't like seeing here. I don't like seeing this at all. That just means that it could easily break this, but then again, if it does easily break this, it could easily pull back up. So I'm still thinking OXT still has some bullish movement in it. It has equal highs right through here, just like Bitcoin did, right, whenever it blasted through all that. So I still think OXT still has some prominence in it. Another one I wanted to look at, Solana. Solana is it's on a retracement. So don't get too freaked out if you're in Solana and you're seeing it pull back. Because I'm also in Solana. What I'm thinking is that since this is the last low, right here, before we broke a high, actually get that high that I wanted it to get. Right, well, but unfortunately what it did is it came back down and it hit same equal spot, right? So which is a good thing, which means, hey, maybe they wanted to push it all the way back down to here, so that way investors could get back in at a decent price and then start pushing it back up again. So and ever since it did hit that 0 point, it did start moving its way back up. So hopefully we can start seeing this move back up. What I would like to see is that you can see there's equal highs here again. This is what I look for. I look for these equal highs, guys. Look for these equal highs. And this may not look like an equal high, but it's close enough, right? It's close enough. If it's close enough to this equal high, then that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking it could at least get up to this point, right? And even though you see this big down spike here, right? See the big down spike here. It could come up here, touch this, pull back a little bit, and then continue on, right? But we'll have to see. So if you are in Solana and you're wanting, especially if you're in a long and you're in a what I'm looking for, you know, margin trade or something like that, watch for that area right there and then take profit there, move your stop loss up, that way you don't get caught losing any money, right? Another one I wanted to check out was File. I still think this has another run in it. I know it made that huge run, but it doesn't mean it's over, right? Doesn't mean it's over at all, right? Like I said, it had a huge run already, made another run again, pulling back again, and it's pulling back again, especially if we look at it from this angle to this angle. Boom, what did it come down to? 70.9%. Perfect. It's perfect. Now what would scare me, and not scare me, but make me think twice about anything, would be this area here, right? Watch to see if Solana gets down to this area, right? Solana gets down to this area, pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Let me remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. I am not a broker. I am not somebody who should be giving any kind of financial advice. I am just teaching you my world experiences of trading and what I have done previously to make money in the trading world. Okay. Another one. This is a sleeper. This is a sleeper, guys. Big Data Protocol. Don't go to sleep on this one. You can get it on Gate.io, which you can find my referral down in the description. Also, Hydra. Now, Hydra is, what's happening with Hydra is that KuCoin is offering 137%, not even kidding, 137% APY with Hydra. Now, how are you getting that 137%? I'll show you. Hold on, let me go back to, let me go back to here. Assets here. Let's go to assets. This is usually the way to do it. Why is it? So main account. Come on now. And I've personally done this. Okay, so what you have to do to get this 185% APY in Hydra is that you have to at least buy 30 coins. No, sorry, 10 coins. 10 coins. My apologies. Why is the app so much easier to use than this? Here we go. So it goes to Pool X, right? So Pool X is the staking of here, and I'll move myself out of the way again so you can see. So see, as you can see, Hydra 152%, almost 153%. Minimum staking required is at 10 Hydra, right? If we go over here, we look at Hydra right now. Hydra is at $32, right? And right over and back over here is when they announced it, right? So it just kind of flooded the market. And so that's why it took off as greatly as it did. Now the thing is that whenever it did that and it came back down, it hit the 88.6% exactly. As soon as it hit that 88.6% exactly, I knew this was a institutional move. I was not worried after that. I know we're going to see some fluctuations here and there. Guess what? Hydra is going to be on the move. We are not going to see it probably get past lower than $23 a share. So if you're going to get into this Hydra and get into staking right now is actually a really good time at $32 a share. I got into mine. I was trying to figure out KuCoin because I hadn't used KuCoin yet. I didn't know what I was doing, so I bought some for getting some for like 29, and then I didn't buy enough, and so I bought some for, you know, a little bit later at like 33. So but either way, here you go. This is just from buying it. Here you go. Here's my staking reward so far, just from doing this last Friday, right? So total earnings, and that is in Hydra. And then you also get mining fees from Pull. Now what Pull is proof of liquidity, right? So not only do you get staking earnings, right, you also get Pull earnings, you get Pull mining earnings, you get everything. So and it shows you, it's very, very, very transparent on how much you're making. So I mean, as far as passive income goes, $12 a day, a little bit more than that, you really can't beat it. I mean, it's especially if you have money to put in more. I've actually thought about wiping out my Gate account and then adding in, you know, another 10 coins just so I can double it. But or at least, well, yeah. I have more than that, but you know, at least wiping out 300 and something coins or 300 and something dollars from my Gate account, just so I can double it. But I don't think. Anyways, I am talking way too much. I told myself I'm gonna start making videos like less than 20 minutes, and I keep doing this. I keep going over an hour, and it just I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna try to start working on these a little bit better. Hopefully we'll get to these tomorrow, and we'll get into some real good stuff. How about that? Anything you guys want to let me know, please leave me a comment down below about what you want me to check out, about what you want me to think, you know, what my thoughts are on, you know, certain things, such as even if it's Ethereum, even if it's Anchor, even if it's Mines, with loving Mines right now, even if it's Kimchi, which hey, actually I did want to look at Kimchi really quick because this is interesting. I can't find Kimchi on TradingView whatsoever, but I did buy what tips it. But Kimchi has, I don't know what NKN is either, but evidently that is now trading on this is now trading on Coinbase. I don't know if it is or what it is. But evidently it is evidently it has started making its move up ever since it has been started trading on Coinbase. Same thing with ENJ. Don't know if you guys are familiar with ENJ. ENJ has well, ENJ has been kind of back and forth today. You know, it started trading yeah, see, we're down almost 6%, which is interesting. Because it felt like with ENJ and, you know, the run up, everybody bought a bunch of ENJ before it got listed on Coinbase. And as soon as it got listed on Coinbase, it fell back, which is fine. It's fine. ENJ still has plenty of room to move. 531. Why is it showing it at $1 or something? Bad. And then also lastly, oh yeah, Kimchi. Kimchi I bought at about 4.5 cents. Oh cool, it's all the way back out. I was gonna say it made a huge spike earlier up to 17 cents, and I was gonna try to sell, and I was like, you know what, I was like, Kimchi's actually doing really good. I'm just gonna hold on to it, and you know, we'll just have to see what's going on out there, you know. EOS, I still think EOS is going to have good run. I really do. EOS, you know, it's been around for a long time. I know it's been a coin that people have had their doubts about, but I think recently EOS is starting to pick up. I think might be stupid if you didn't jump in, grab a little bit of it. I was gonna do Mana, but Mana has already taken off way too high. Ripple, awesome to see Ripple doing this well. That means it's probably going to be settling sometime soon. Anyways, I'm going through way too much, way too quick, and I'm just going to try to focus on some videos tomorrow, and we'll see what we can't do. Okay, guys? Tomorrow we'll probably talk about SPX. Failed so hard at SPX this week, just because I didn't expect it to keep going up. You know, and so, you know, whenever you're trying to read something and you're seeing it and you're like, oh, there's an opening here, once it gets to that point, it's probably going to drop. And it does. And then all of a sudden it turns around and goes back up. It's like, that happened. So my SPXs has not been as great, if you apply my SPXs. But either way, thank you for tuning in. As always, thank you for stopping by. It means a lot to me. Again, if you could do me one more huge favor. subscribe, hit that like button, let people know that I'm out here trying to do something for you guys, try to help you guys make some money, and at least try to think outside the box as far as regular trading is concerned. Don't think like a regular trader. Think as if you were somebody that had $6 million, right? What would you do with that $6 million? How would you screw over the little people? That's how you need to think how to trade, right? That's exactly what you need to do. Okay, so that being said, I have nothing else more to say. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, my name is Ted, and always remember